Good afternoon. You're watching EyeOnSheridan. I'm Ben Carter.
And I'm Emily Johnson. Today we'll show you how Sheridan Student Union is promoting safe sex during Sexual Awareness Week. We'll find out how Metrolink's big move will impact transit for students, and we'll have the latest on the fatal helicopter crash in London, England.
But first, there's a new app for your phone that's making life easier for Sheridan College students. Andrea Stathers has that story.
The applications came from a recognition that this was a really good way to interact with the students and provide them something that they were using, and they can see where they are, they can do a find me, we can update it very, very quickly. We're going to add some disability services stuff.
The app allows students to check out Tim Hortons' Second Cup and Coffee Loft lineups, while also giving students a direct access to Slate, the events calendar, and the President's blog. We got a chance to speak to Sheridan students about the new app, and so far it has gotten a positive reaction.
I think it's really great. We definitely needed an app for the school to get more technology friendly. It's really going to be useful for students, I think.
Well, this app actually looks like it has a lot of stuff that I would want to pay attention to. It tells you how long the lineup is and stuff. And I hate waiting for the lineup.
Because when you go on break, you want to know which Tim Hortons has the least amount of people. Wow, that's really cool.
I would recommend this to first-year students. I think it would be really helpful for them to stay up to date with current events that are happening within the school.
Thanks to Philip Stubbs and the Arts and Animation program, life as a Sheridan student just got a little bit easier. For EyeOnSheridan, I'm Andrea Stathers.
It's Sexual Awareness Week, and Sheridan is advocating for students to have healthy habits. Members of the student union will be around the school taking pictures of students with a blow-up doll and handing out sex kits. These inconspicuous brown bags contain essential items like condoms and an information booklet. These photos will be posted on Sheridan Student Union Facebook page.
Sheridan College held a gender identity outreach program today here at the Trafalgar campus. The QX group, the people behind the program, hold a support service for queer and trans adults and organizes social events in the Peel community. The program attempts to bring awareness and acceptance to staff and students, as well as promotes a healthy and safe community. A queer cabaret will be held at Sheridan later this month, where students can come out and further show their support. The presence of a controversial Catholic group at the University of Toronto is causing outrage and is said to be causing decreased attendance at the university parish. Critics say the organization Courage advocates a program of celibacy for homosexuals, even though it describes itself as a support group for gay people. Despite an official rebuke from the university, the group continues to operate.
Public high school teachers across Southern Ontario are right now participating in demonstrations to protest the controversial Bill 115. The bill allowed the Liberal government to impose new contracts on teachers and helped put a stop to a planned day-long protest by the Ontario Secondary School Teachers Federation that would have seen many schools close today. Via Rail trains en route from Toronto to Montreal and Toronto to Ottawa are blocked by supporters of the Idle No More movement. The blockade is part of a national day of action that was slated to only last 1 hour. The Idle No More movement began in November 2012 and stems from the federal government's treatment of Aboriginal people in Canada. The OPP issued a statement urging drivers to watch for potential traffic delays. The Canadian movement is also gaining support south of the border, where American Indian activists held a rally Tuesday in New Mexico.
After 2 days of debates, followed by motions, amendments, and a decisive vote, Toronto City Council passed its 2013 budget.
Exactly what I said we were going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, this budget, like I said, is a great success story.
An ecstatic Mayor Rob Ford addressed the media earlier today, praising the budget, saying it showed councillors of all stripes can work together. Some of the key factors about this nearly $10 billion budget is an increase to Toronto's firefighter budget and a 2% property tax increase.
Here in Oakville, transit was the focus of a roundtable Metrolinx meeting. Stephen Pike was there and has the details on this $65 billion plan.
It's an ambitious plan to integrate transportation right across the region. And in particular, we're here tonight to talk about what we're doing now, the $16 billion worth of projects that are already underway, the next wave of projects that we'd like to build, and some thoughts about how we pay for them.
Along with updates to current public transit, trains like this will be getting a facelift. Some trains will be going electric, while others will be getting new stations added to their lines. This train, the Lakeshore West, in the near future will be going 24 hours.
In the next wave of projects, we are also going to be looking at things like electrifying the Lakeshore line and the Kitchener line and the Union Pearson Express. So there's a lot of good things to look forward to in way of increased service and new projects coming, hopefully for students in the Oakville area.
We spoke with Sheridan students to see what their thoughts were on the proposed projects.
No, I don't know anything about the Metro Link's Big Move project.
I had no idea it was happening, basically. I take the Lakeshore to school every day because I live in Toronto, and I knew they were redoing Union Station, but I didn't know anything about this, so it's good to hear that they're finally doing something about the GO trains.
I've never heard of it.
Metrolinx, which currently operates the GO bus and train systems, will be taking over many public transit systems within the GTHA. They promise more buses and trains throughout the day to make your daily commute much easier. For EyeOnSheridan, I'm Stephen Pike, Oakville.
City streets and highways are plagued by crashes every day, and Toronto police say they've found the culprit. Improper lane changes are the major reason behind these collisions. Drivers in a rush make last-second moves and end up either losing control of their vehicles and crashing or being hit by other vehicles. But is this what Sheridan students are seeing on the roads?
Aggressive drivers, they're really putting everyone in danger.
I am an aggressive driver. I don't think that there's anything wrong with being an aggressive driver as long as you're responsible while you're doing it.
I mean, yeah, obviously you have to drive carefully, right?
Honestly, I've been in the car with her when she's driving, and she just looks out for everyone else. And I think as long as everyone else knows what they're doing, they know how to control their car and all that stuff, it's fine.
Ottawa police have identified the 3 victims in a double murder-suicide in the town of Stittsville, Ontario. The bodies of 2 children, John and Catherine Corches, along with their 40-year-old mother, Allison Constance Easton, were discovered inside the home. Police say that due to circumstances, charges are not expected to be laid. The causes of death will not be released until autopsies are completed. In Barrie, one woman is dead after the Jeep she was driving struck by the Dunlop Street Bridge early this morning. Her Jeep rolled several times before it became fully engulfed in flames. Passing motorists stopped to pull the woman from the vehicle, but she was later pronounced dead in the Royal Victoria Health Centre. The northbound lanes of Highway 400 were reopened just after 8 o'clock this morning. A 17-year-old Burlington teen faces several charges after posting pictures of himself holding a high-powered rifle on Facebook. The Halton police believe the photo was aimed to another male. They seized the shotguns, ammunition, and the rifle. He is charged with uttering a death threat, use of a firearm in commission of an offense, and unauthorized possession of a firearm.
Are you looking to get rid of that craving for cigarettes? Well, a new program has a solution for you. Leave the Pack Behind looks to help young adults say goodbye to their addiction and improve their health. If you quit smoking for good, you could win a cool $1,000. Other prizes range from $500 to $100. Registration is free and now open to smokers and non-smokers. Visit the Sheridan School website for more information. In what has been one of the worst flu seasons in recent memory, it's not too late to get your flu shot. Halton Region's last scheduled influenza immunization clinic will be held tomorrow afternoon from 4 to 8 at the Halton Regional Center. With the flu season expected to continue into March, it is recommended that along with the shot, people wash their hands with soap and water and actively use hand sanitizer when out in public. The amount of emergency room visits linked to the consumption of energy drinks has doubled from 2007 to 2011. The increase coincides with an explosion in energy drink sales in North America. Some of the symptoms cited by patients include anxiety and irregular heartbeats. 42% of the cases involved energy drinks being combined with drugs or alcohol.
Livestrong Sporting Park, home of Sporting Kansas City, will be getting a new name after a disagreement between the Major League Soccer team and the cancer charity founded by Lance Armstrong. The two sides have decided to no longer work together. There is no evidence to suggest Armstrong's use of performance-enhancing drug has to do with the charge. A new name has yet to be announced, but it is expected there will be one before the upcoming season begins. And everyone's talking about Oprah's big interview with Lance Armstrong. The former cyclist met with Oprah in Austin, Texas earlier this week, where they discussed the doping allegations. The 2.5-hour interview is set to air in 2 parts beginning Thursday night at 9 o'clock and will conclude Friday on the Oprah Winfrey Network. When asked about the interview, Winfrey stated that although Armstrong didn't come clean in the way she was expecting, she was still satisfied with the answers.
Now, time for a quick break.
Coming up, the latest on a deadly helicopter crash in London, England, and Obama unveils his plans to cut down on gun violence. Stay tuned.
Come in.
Welcome back. 2 are dead in London, England after a helicopter crashed into a crane and fell into the street during rush hour this morning. The crash claimed the lives of the pilot and a commuter in the street below, but officials say it could have been much worse. 13 others were injured, but only 1 person was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. 6 others were admitted with minor injuries, and 7 people were treated by medics at the scene. The pilot had requested to make an emergency landing at a nearby heliport, but officials say they never received any contact from him. Misty weather at the time of the accident is believed to be the cause of the crash. Barack Obama is unveiling his new plan to reduce gun violence in the U.S. today. The president is urging Congress to ban military-style assault weapons and high-capacity ammunition magazines like the one used in the recent Newton Elementary School massacre.
Dealer or a private seller, you should at least have to show you are not a felon or somebody legally prohibited from buying one.
The National Rifle Association is calling U.S. President Barack Obama an elitist hypocrite in light of his proposed gun violence plan. The NRA released an advertisement referring to his 2 school-age daughters who have armed security. It questions whether they are more important than the other children of American citizens.
2 major Japanese airlines forced to ground all of their Boeing 787 aircrafts today for safety checks. One of Boeing's newest and most technologically advanced jets, the Dreamliner, was forced to make an emergency landing after a cockpit message showed battery problems and a burning smell was detected. Boeing is counting heavily on the successes of these jets, but they have been plagued with problems. After its launch, which came after more than 3 years of delays, the machines have experienced battery fires and fuel leaks. It is unclear how long the Dreamliners will be grounded, but airlines throughout Japan have been forced to cancel nearly 40 flights.
22 people are dead following 3 near-simultaneous suicide attacks in the Syrian city of Aleppo. No one has claimed responsibility for the blasts, which targeted separate security installations in close proximity. These attacks come a day after 87 people were killed at a university in the city. Both rebel forces and the government are blaming each other for that incident.
French troops in the African nation of Mali are engaged in a battle with radical Islamic militants in the town of Diaboli. Forces are advancing north toward territory controlled by the religious fundamentalists. France is deploying 2,500 troops in Mali and is launching airstrikes on militant camps. Mali has faced political and military instability since a coup in March 2012. A U.S. Marine faces court-martial today in North Carolina. He was charged for being in a video that surfaced in July 2011 showing 4 Marines urinating on the bodies of 3 Taliban casualties in Afghanistan. Staff Sergeant Edward Deptola is accused of the desecration of remains and posing for unofficial photographs with the dead. He is also accused of failing to properly supervise junior Marines and not reporting misconduct. A former United States Army private accused of leaking military secrets to WikiLeaks heads to court today for a pre-trial hearing. Bradley Manning claims that the delays have violated his right to a speedy trial. It's been 2 years since Manning was detained in Iraq after being accused. He is seeking a dismissal of all charges. Defense attorney David Coombs says the delays are an insult to a requirement that an accused be arraigned within 120 days.
California teacher Stacey Halas, who was fired for her history as an adult film star, lost her appeal in court. Halas appeared in front of a 3-judge panel after her teaching position was terminated by the school board. A unanimous decision was reached saying that the former adult actress was unfit for the classroom and her decision to engage in pornography was incompatible with her responsibilities as a role model for students.
The show will not go on for a number of Cirque du Soleil employees. The French entertainment conglomerate is expected to announce a layoff of 400 to 600 employees. The layoffs follow a commercially disastrous 18-month period where 4 major shows closed around the world. Even the commercially successful shows like Michael Jackson, The Immortal World Tour were met with some mixed reviews. Details are expected to be released after a staff meeting later today. The Director of Public Relations assured that the company is not closing its doors just yet. The Cirque brings approximately $1 billion annually. After the break, we have sports, weather, and entertainment.
Talking about entertainment, wait until you see this.
Let's play a game. Dun, dun.
Welcome back.
Here's Nazar with the latest on the Raptors and the newest deals in the NFL.
The Chicago Bears have ended their job search for a new head coach by hiring Mark Trestman. Trestman has been away from the NFL for 8 seasons after serving as an assistant for 8 NFL teams. He joined the Montreal Alouettes as a head coach in 2008, leading them to back-to-back Grey Cup wins. After being appointed head coach of the Bears, Trestman made his first move, hiring former Saints assistant coach Aaron Kromer as their new offensive coordinator. The NFL coaching carousel continues as the Philadelphia Eagles hired Chip Kelly as the 21st head coach in team history. Kelly initially decided to stay with Oregon after his team's victory in the Fiesta Bowl, but has surprisingly reconsidered and will now lead the 4-12 Eagles. The NHL and NHL Players Association have come to a player buyout agreement in which it will allow players to avoid sitting out the whole season. The new agreement will allow teams to buy out one player before the season starts with a salary cap hit of $3 million or more. If a buyout is used on a player, it would allow another NHL team to sign the player. This will be benefiting players like Wade Redden and Scott Gomez, who were sent home to avoid injuries by their team early last week. The Raptors were in action last night, taking on Atlantic Division rival Brooklyn. The Nets were looking to win a season-best 7th game in a row. We pick up the action in the third, and after some sweet passing, Brook Lopez puts home the jam. Lopez had 22 points and 9 boards, Nets up by 6. Joe Johnson had 21 points on the night, including this sweet crossover pull-up Jay. Oh, you fancy, huh? Nets starting to pull away. The highlight of the night, though, goes to Toronto rookie Terrence Ross. Get some! He gets the putback dunk to fall. Somebody sign this kid up for the dunk contest, please. Dinos down 10. Only a minute to go, and Andre Blatch puts this one to bed with the emphatic two-handed slam. The Nets improved to 9-1 under former Raptors assistant coach PJ Carlissimo. Final score, Brooklyn over Toronto, 113-106. The Raptors will take the floor again tonight as they return home to the ACC to take on the streaking Chicago Bulls. Both Kyle Lowry and Jose Calderon will be game-time decisions. From the pros to the amateurs now, here at Sheridan College, intramural sports are starting back up after the winter break. For students, it's an opportunity to take their mind off of school. Here's Danny Schertzer with the latest.
Yeah, definitely. Like, a lot of students don't have the ability to go out and do things on their own. So being able to go to the school with a bunch of friends and just being able to work out and stuff like that, and in a fun environment playing sports is kind of a good idea.
This semester, Sheridan is offering hockey, volleyball, and basketball. For students who have busy schedules, it can be hard to fit intramural sports into your schedule.
I don't really know what you're going to be doing the whole semester for school-wise, so it might be hard to commit to something when you might not be able to for the whole semester.
As I found out, intramural sports are pretty flexible.
So what we do is we ask them, when they put in a team or an individual submission, but more with teams. It's better if they get teams together. Then we ask them to give us a block of times that they're available. Then we have to match it with other teams. So sometimes you have to put them in divisions because they don't have matching times. But that's what we do.
No matter what sport you like, intramural sports are a great way to stay fit, meet new people, and take a break from studying. For EyeOnSheridan, I'm Danny Schertzer.
That's all the time we've got for sports, so you guys get out of here. Now over to Ashley with all the latest in entertainment.
Thanks, Naz. British pop star Elton John and his partner David Furnish have become parents for a second time. They confirmed today that son Elijah Joseph Daniel Furnish John was born in Los Angeles on Friday to a surrogate mother. The couple's first child, Zachary, was also born via surrogacy arrangement in California back in 2010. John has been in a relationship with film producer Furnish for almost 20 years, and they have been in a civil partnership since 2005. The Canadian Screen Award nominations are in, and Rebelle is leading the pack. With 12 nominations, Oscar hopeful Kim Nguyen's Child Soldier Story is in the running for Best Picture and Best Director. The Canadian Screen Awards newly recognizes excellence in Canadian television and film, combining the Gemini and Genie Awards for the first time. Alongside Rebelle, the Best Motion Picture nominees include Lawrence Anyways, Inshallah, Midnight's Children, Still Mine, and L'Affaire du Monde. The televised ceremony will air March 3rd on CBC with host Martin Short. American Idol starts tonight for its 12th season. Newcomers Mariah Carey, Nicki Minaj, and Keith Urban are replacing Jennifer Lopez and Aerosmith's frontman Steven Tyler as previous judges. The big question on everyone's mind, of course, is whether or not Minaj and Carey will play nice. The feud between the singer and rapper dates back to the beginning of filming for Idol. The new panel of judges are expected to revive its popularity as Idol lost its 8-year crown for most watched show on U.S. television last year. Much Music VJ T. Rex and guest DJ Grand Theft are hosting Sheridan's Pub Night this Thursday. The party will start at 9 p.m. at the Marquee, and best of all, the cover is only $5. The Entertainers are an all-male barbershop chorus that have been making some noise recently.
Thanks to a chance encounter, video of them went viral. Here's Melissa with more.
Love tonight, tonight, it is where we are.
The group has been in existence 44 years, and one time I suspect it was when barber shopping was perhaps even in its heyday, more so than it even is now. There were chapters being formed all over the place, and I imagine it was just by word of mouth, advertising in the paper. Anybody who wants to sing, if you can sing, come out and check it out.
The singing sensations have even caught the attention of local Sheridan students.
They just broke out into song, as far as I know, and my mom's uncle was one of the gentlemen that was part of this group.
I saw it online, I think on my Facebook page, like the old guys singing in Tim Hortons, and I guess I just found out now it was up the street. I didn't even know.
Right now I'm standing in front of the Tim Hortons where the entertainers performed and went viral on YouTube. The entertainers perform every Monday night at 7 p.m. at the Sill Apps Youth Center, and anyone and everyone is welcome to come. Reporting for EyeOnSheridan, I'm Melissa Williams.
If only I could sing like that. But that's all for entertainment. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Ashley. After the break, Riley Welch will have your weather update, and we will finally find out what happened to that darn cat.
Stay tuned. There's lots more after the break.
Welcome back.
Now for weather with Riley Welch.
Hey guys, thank you again. This has been a pretty lucky week, well last week, because it's been a beautiful scenery, but this week, not so much. Make sure you bring your warm clothing, because this week, it's going to be a frosty one. So today, right now, we have 3 degrees. Later on in the evening, it's going to drop to 1 degree with some flurries. In the overnight, it's going to be -3 with some partly clouds. Now let's head over to Thursday. In the morning, it's going to be -5 and some periods of, say, clouds. Now let's hit the 5-day forecast. Thursday's looking cool with a high of -3 and a low of -7. It'll be partly cloudy throughout the day. Friday will be -2 and the low of -6 with some flurries. Heading into the weekend, Saturday will be wet snow with a very comfortable 3 degrees and a low of -4. Sunday and Monday are going to drop in temperature, so be careful. Sunday will be standing at -3, but feeling like -15. But wait, there's still more. Monday will be -7, but it'll feel like -17. Remember, folks, don't shoot the messenger. Well, that's it for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Riley. Now, let's find out about that cat.
Will he get it?
Oh!
He's looking.
Oh. Wow, and if you thought that was impressive, he can do 4. Yeah.
There it is. That's a pretty impressive cat. Well, that's all for now. Thank you for watching EyeOnSheridan.
Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you next week.
30 seconds left, so the mics are hot, 30 seconds left.